Okay, let's talk about a feeling we've all had. I want you to just picture it for a second. Maybe you're about to walk on stage and you can hear the crowd on the other side. Or maybe you're sitting in a restaurant, you're on a first date, and you're smoothing down your shirt for like the 10th time. And then you feel it. That little tingle deep in your stomach, it starts to flutter, and then it becomes this full-on swarm, like 100 moths were just let loose inside you. Your hands get a little shaky, right? You're definitely not hungry anymore. We all know this feeling. We call it butterflies. And, for as long as we can remember, we've been told exactly what this feeling means. But here's the big question we're going to dig into. Is that fluttery sensation a sign of real, deep, romantic love? Or is it your body's ancient alarm system screaming at you that you're in danger? What if, and this is the crazy part, what if the feeling of falling for the one is biologically identical to the feeling of a full-blown panic attack? And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Pop culture, our movies, our songs, our books, has sold us this one very specific idea. The butterflies are the proof. They're the spark, the chemistry, that magical sign from the universe that you found your soulmate. And if you don't feel them, well, it must not be the real thing. Time to move on. We've been taught, we've been conditioned to chase this feeling and use it as our main compass in love. But this belief, what we'll call the butterfly myth, it's not just some harmless romantic idea. It can be genuinely dangerous. Seriously, misinterpreting this incredibly powerful biological signal can lead us to make some pretty terrible decisions, and not just in our love lives. It actually causes us to run away from safety and sprint directly towards chaos, all because we got the message from our own body completely wrong. So what's really happening here? Well, there's this core psychological concept called misattribution of arousal, and it works like this. Your body experiences this state of high arousal. Your heart's pounding, your palms are sweating, your stomach is just churning. These signals, they're just raw data. It's your brain's job to look around at what's happening and slap a label on that feeling. So if you're on a shaky bridge, your brain goes, yep, that's fear. But if you're on a first date, it goes, oh, this must be love or passion. The physical feeling is exactly the same. Your brain is just making its best guess based on the scenery. And this is where that guess can lead us astray. When we mislabel anxiety as passion, we can actually get addicted to it. We start seeking out people who are unpredictable, inconsistent, because they keep our nervous system on high alert, constantly giving us that butterfly jolt. We mistake the anxiety they cause for intense chemistry. And on the flip side, when we meet someone who's kind and stable and reliable, our nervous system calms down. There are no alarm bells, no butterflies. And we misinterpret that calm as boredom or a lack of spark. And we end up pushing away the very people who might actually be the best for us. So if it's not some magical love sign, what is it? Let's get into the science of it, because what's happening inside of you is a really fascinating and powerful biological process. To really get what that flutter is, we need to look at this incredible connection between your brain and your gut, and how a system that was designed to save you from a saber-toothed tiger gets kind of hijacked in our modern world. Okay, so get this. You basically have two brains, the one you know about in your head and another one in your gut. It's actually called the enteric nervous system, or the ENS. And this isn't some metaphor. Your gut is literally lined with over 100 million neurons. That's more neurons than you have in your entire spinal cord. This is why we feel things in our stomach. It's not in your head. It's a super complex neural network that's processing information and emotions. And these two brains, they are in constant communication through this massive information superhighway called the vagus nerve. And to really wrap your head around the power of this second brain, just look at this number. A staggering 95% of your body's serotonin, that's the key chemical responsible for your mood, for feelings of well-being, for happiness, is produced in your gut. Not your brain, your gut. So when we say we have a gut feeling, we're talking about a very real neurochemical event. Your gut health and your mental health are physically profoundly linked. So how does the second brain actually create butterflies? Well, it all comes down to a process we can think of as a fight or flight hijack. It all starts when your brain perceives a high-stakes situation. Seeing your crush, walking on stage, a big job interview. Immediately, your body hits the panic button, releasing a surge of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Now, here's the key part. To prepare you for action, your body has to reroute blood. It needs that blood in your arm and leg muscles so you can either fight or run away. So where does it get that extra blood? It pulls it from systems that aren't essential for immediate survival, like your digestive system. Your body literally thinks, hey, digesting that sandwich is not a priority if we're about to be eaten. And that sensation, that fluttery feeling, that is the physical feeling of blood rushing away from your stomach as your entire digestive process grinds to a halt. The butterflies are your body getting ready for an emergency. Okay, so let's see how this plays out in the real world. Now that we understand the biology, we can start to apply it. The feeling itself is neutral. It's just your body in a state of high alert. The real question is, what's causing it? Is it the thrill of a wonderful opportunity, or is it the terror of a genuine threat? And learning to tell the difference, that's a superpower. Let's use a classic example. Think about that bad boy or bad girl type, the person who's hot and cold, who texts you back sometimes but ghosts you other times. Their unpredictability keeps your fight or flight system constantly firing. You're always on edge, just waiting for the next little bit of attention or the next letdown. Those aren't butterflies of love. They're the flutters of distress. Now compare that to the kind, consistent partner. They do what they say they're going to do. They make you feel secure. In their presence, your nervous system can finally relax. It switches from fight or flight mode to rest and digest mode. The absence of butterflies isn't a red flag. It's your body sighing in relief. It's what peace feels like. And this whole mechanism isn't just about romance. It's the exact same process for so many other things. The public speaking nightmare. Your brain sees the audience as a potential threat, the fear of being judged, and it prepares you to literally run off the stage. The boring, nice person, like we just talked about, doesn't trigger this alarm system, and we mistake that feeling of safety for a lack of chemistry. Understanding this pattern helps you decode what your body is telling you in pretty much every high-pressure situation you'll ever face. So, the goal isn't to ignore our gut, not at all. We just need to become better interpreters of its language. This last section is all about what you can actually do. How can you, in the moment, figure out what your butterflies are really trying to tell you? How can you learn to tell the difference between genuine excitement and straight-up anxiety? Here's a simple 3-step plan you can use. The next time you feel that flutter, first thing you do is just pause and do a context check. Ask yourself a really simple question. Does this feel expansive, or does it feel like I'm contracting? Do I feel energized and curious, or do I feel a sense of dread, like I want to hide? That's the difference between excitement and anxiety. Second, reframe it. Research from Harvard actually shows that trying to calm down doesn't work very well because you're trying to go from high energy to low energy. Instead, just relabel the feeling. Tell yourself, I am excited. This simple trick shifts your brain from a threat mindset to an opportunity mindset. And third, learn to trust the heavy gut. And this is probably the most crucial distinction of all. Butterflies are a light, high-energy, fluttery sensation. They happen high up in your stomach. They're ambiguous, right? They require that context check. But a pit in the stomach is completely different. It's a heavy, dense, sinking feeling. It feels dark. That feeling is not ambiguous. That is your second brain, your enteric nervous system, picking up on subconscious red flags and screaming no. So if it flutters, investigate. If it sinks, you run. So at the end of the day, this means we need to completely retrain our brains about what we're looking for, especially in relationships. We've been taught to hunt for the adrenaline spike, the drama, the spark. But a healthy, secure connection doesn't feel like a roller coaster. It feels like coming home. That feeling of calm, of being able to just breathe deeply and be yourself. That is the real chemistry. That is your nervous system telling you this is safe. You can rest here. So here's the new way to think about this feeling. Butterflies aren't a message from the universe about some other person. They are a message from your body about you. They're a biological sign that you are on the very edge of your comfort zone. They mean you are engaging with something or someone that matters deeply to your future. The feeling is just your body giving you the energy you need to face that important moment. So I want to leave you with this one final thought. The next time that swarm rises up in your stomach, don't just react to it. Pause, take a breath, thank your body for getting you ready for what's next. And then ask yourself one simple question. Is this the fear of a tiger in the bushes, or is this the thrill of the adventure that's about to begin? You get to decide. You are the one who interprets your own story.